everyone, welcome back. Please excuse my voice, it is awful today. Everything that just seems to go around, I seem to catch with my weakened immune system. So yeah, if there's a germ, I'm going to catch it. I'm like the Ash Ketchum, and the germs are my Pokemon. No, but I'm all right, really. Just a weird, sore, groggy throat and painful chest, but we'll be okay. So for this one, I think this design I named as Cassie on Etsy. So we have used today Pink Madness, which is one of my new colours that I still haven't like swatched or done on camera, but look, you're seeing it now. Just haven't had time. Pink Madness, that is going on the thumb and the pinky, and then we're using Purity. These are all from Madame Glam, and don't forget you can save 30% using my code LittleNailRoom30. They're all going to have 2 coats and a 60-second cure in between those 2 coats. I don't think I'll show you the second coat because obviously it's basically the same. You don't need to see it really, do you? The one thing I do find a bit strange is the Pink Madness. I've seen this on a few other colours as well. Once it's cured and then you go and do your second coat, it's almost as if the colour changes slightly. It goes a little bit darker once it's cured. But once you've done the 2 coats and cured that, even though it's gone a little bit darker, it still resembles the colour that's in the bottle. I don't know how to explain it. It's just, if you know, you know sort of thing. If you've used this colour and you've noticed, you'll know what I'm on about. So we've done 2 coats and everything. I'm going to grab the Blooming Gel from Madame Glam again, and I'm taking Purity on a palette, but I wanted it to be a little bit more opaque. So I've got like the tiniest bit left out of one bottle of Perfect White, and put literally all that's left in the bottle is like half a brush full. Mix that into the Purity, and then once we've done a coat of Blooming Gel, you can use base gel for this as well. If you don't have Blooming Gel, it works near enough the same. It just gives you that wet layer where if you're going to put another colour or gel over the top of that wet layer, it's going to spread. So that's all it really does. So a base gel or a top coat will be absolutely fine to use. So I've used the dotting tool. Now I wish I don't know why I used the dotting tool for this one time. Never used dotting tool before. Always used a detailer brush to scoop up and then lay the line for like the blooming crocodile print. So we've done that all the way down, and then dots all the way down the sides, and then you literally just want to leave it for like 10-15 seconds just to literally do its thing. You want it to bloom, so you want it to spread, you want it to blend together into that clear gel. So once you're happy with your bloom, you can take a lint-free wipe and just gently touch the sides, because as it's blooming and gravity's taken over, that nail's curved and that polish will like fall down the sides. So where it all gathers, you don't want it to wrinkle in the lamp, you don't want it to be too thick. If it's on a client, it's going to touch their skin. So just make sure that you are picking up the excess with a lint-free wipe before you pop it in the lamp. So we've done the exact same thing to the thumb, to the pinky as well. So they've both got that like crocodile bloom print to it. So I do end up going over the crocodile print with a base coat just to smooth everything out before we go in with a top coat. Again, I don't think I'll show you on camera, but I'll just tell you because it's just easier. So for the middle nail, we're going to use the same colour, Pink Madness, and we're going to do a love heart, a smack bang in the centre of that nail. I wanted it to be as big as possible, and when I first did the heart, I was like, it's too small, it's far too small. I want to take up as much room on that nail as possible. So I do the heart, and then I do go in and make it a lot bigger. Not a lot bigger actually, it's just a little bit bigger. But once that is cured, you then want to get an alcohol wipe, isopropyl alcohol with a lint-free wipe. Wipe all of the white nails, so the index, the middle and the ring finger, before we go in and matte top coat all of them. Honestly, it gets so hard to breathe. My chest just keeps going so tight, and it's quite painful. Don't think I've had like a chesty cough, sore throat for quite a long time, so I forgot what it felt like. What I forgot to mention as well, only the channel members were privy to this information, but we are having so basically my nail wall as it is now, I'm not happy with it. I did it on a kind of like a budget, but kind of not. So when I first started, I didn't have that many polishers a few years back. So I just had 2 shelves that were like double rowed. And then I just brought a load of those clear acrylic shelves off of Shein, because I needed something quick to put the rest of the polish. Now that I'm looking at it, and I really don't like it, and I want to play like an interactive game where technically only the channel members will be able to play it, but you'll get to see the results. Everyone gets to see the results. So I'm working on redoing my nail wall so that we can play this game, and I'm so excited. But currently only the channel members have seen the vision, whatever you want to call it. So I drew on Procreate what I want it to look like within the next 2 weeks, so that we can start playing this game. So I'll let you all know when it is actually up and running, and if you decide to be a channel member, you will be able to interact and choose what is happening, and you'll get a shout out as well, and then obviously everyone else gets to see the results of what is happening. So back to the nails. So we've cured everything. We have wiped everything down, matte top coated, wiped again, and then buffed the living daylights out of those nails, wiped again, because we want to do a little bit of isolated chrome. So I have grabbed Born Pretty's Pro Painting Gel, their black one. I think it's PNO1 for the black one, and you can save 10%. Actually, you can still save 25% until the 14th, so you've still got 2 more days to get 25% off everything. It's a site-wide sale on Born Pretty. Use the link in the description box, it lets them know you've come from me, and enter code NY2025 to save 25% off. So buffing after matting just ensures that there is literally nothing that chrome can stick to apart from what you want it to stick to. So we've used the Pro Painting Gel to draw a design. So it is literally just 1 dot on the love heart, cure that for 60 seconds. Then on the ring finger, we're doing dots all the way around the edge. So I started by a bit like a clock face. So 12, 6, 3, 9, and then do 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, 11. And then a dot in the centre, and you want it to be like a star. So the north, east, south, west lines are going to be a little bit longer than the diagonal lines, if you get what I mean. And again, that takes 60 seconds to cure. So for the index finger, we're going to do half a bow. Now you kind of want to see, if you're going to be wearing this, try and match them to both hands, so you don't want the bow face in the wrong direction, is what I'm trying to say. So if you were to put your 2 index fingers together, it would look like a whole bow has formed. If you were to flip reverse it and put them in the wrong position, it would look a bit silly. So yeah, you've got to think of how they're going to look on the nail before you go ahead with the design, which I did one time. I think it was about 3 years ago. No, it was nearly 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago. I did some St. Patrick's Day nails for a customer, and after I sent them off, I think they were like halfway to her in America, and I sat there and I was like, it just popped in my head. I was like, hang on a minute. And I took a picture of the nails that I sent, and I pulled up that picture, and I was like trying to figure out how she would be wearing them, what hand is for what. And I was like, oh my God. I drew like a rainbow that span across 3 of the nails. And it was all, in my head, I was like, if she wears them as they are, it's all going to be a mess. It's not going to make any sense whatsoever. So I quickly redid them, didn't tell her, and sent them off again for free. And then I messaged her and I was like, just to let you know, I've done this. I think it's going to be a bit messed up when you wear them. So I've redone them and sent them off to you. And it turned out that they were absolutely fine anyway. I was just panicking for no reason. But I do think it's always safe. No, better to be safe than sorry. Yeah, that's the saying, isn't it? So for the chrome, running low, but I have ordered more. But you only need the tiniest little bit anyway. So I've grabbed the little application brushes, and what you want to do is put the tiniest bit of chrome on, give it a little rub, flip the sponge over so it's a clean sponge, and pull, proper drag over that nail to remove any of that excess chrome powder. You'll see better on this one because there's chrome going all over it. So rub, rub, rub all over. And it is absolutely covered, isn't it? But once you flip over that sponge and then just drag off the rest of that product, it just disappears. It just goes, and you're only left with the chrome sticking to what you want it to stick to. But you have to make sure that you have matte top coated properly, you have wiped that inhibition layer off the matte top coat once it's cured, and then you've got to really make sure that you've buffed the entire surface, which is sometimes tricky because if it's a glossy top coat and you are buffing, you can see where you've buffed, but if it's a matte, everything's matte already. So you've just got to go that extra mile, so to speak, to make sure that you have really buffed the entire surface, because if there is one little bit left, it will show up. That chrome powder will just want to stick to it. So I used to do this and I used to apply it with the sponge, but then I used to dust off the excess with a brush, but then the brushes would get clogged up with a lot of chrome powder. So using that sponge to drag off the product, the excess product, is actually my preferred way now. And then something else that I swear by doing as well when I'm using chrome is base coat before top coat, but cure it immediately. Float the base coat, cure immediately. Do one nail at a time. If that base coat, I've noticed, stays on the nail a bit too long over that chrome, it kind of like tries to melt the chrome away a little bit. So make sure you're curing as soon as you've base coated. But look, they are done. I love these so much. And of course, I hope you guys did too. I always love to hear what you think. And again, apologies for the horrible voice. I think it sounds a lot worse in my head hearing myself speak than it actually does in real life. Like if you were another person hearing me speak, so hopefully it's not too bad. But yeah, please let me know what you think. Don't forget to hit like, and if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing. Leaving comments really pushes my channel out and the content out, which helps the algorithm. So if you don't mind, please do like and comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.